Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, July 7th, and we're looking at the last 2 days of the SPY TF's market profile here on Window Trader. And boy, oh boy, what a bizarre day. So the sellers gap lower today, only to have that rejected gap filled trade all of M period from yesterday, which I say happens a lot. Then we trade basically M's range the entire afternoon, go 8 wide, can't get 9 wide, only to flush out, go out with a price probe, and basically get what I thought we would get this morning when we opened. So sellers were horrible on the opening. Buyers were horrible after they made their great push after the inventory adjustment and trying to take out yesterday's high. And then sellers were kind of horrible a good part of the afternoon until we got acceleration in M. Remember, we take out the previous day's low and come back into it. The hair on your neck's got to stand up. And that's basically what happened as we got an inventory adjustment and buyers piling on, short covering, and we almost take out yesterday's high, only to give it all back and more. I had a good day today. I had some great shorts. I got to see what periods those were. Probably F and G, not F and G. I guess F and G. Maybe I held them. Again, my mind's fried by the end of the day. But we'll go over my trades. I had a very good day. I did not do much late in the day. I didn't do much at all late in the day. I took three trades from G, L, and M, and none of them were big. I had some big contract trades, though, early on the short side, which paid off. So let's go over today. So A, I took a short. We gap lower. I said even if the gap fills, I would be looking M's low to see if it gets accepted into it. The initial time it got there, took a nice size trade of 100 puts. It backed off back to the open, and that was a very nice trade. Then B period rips. And it ripped hard and it ripped early. And to me, the fact that we took out yesterday's low at 10:12, so 12 minutes into B period, we were all the way up here. And I'm like, if we continue this pace, we're going to take out M's high and possibly yesterday's high in one fell swoop. I did not think we would do that. So I took a short play, again, of decent size around B's high and saw it come in. That was a nice trade. C period opened with singles. We had a chance for a trend day up twice. We had 2 sets of singles, neither one held. So as soon as C opened and didn't take out B, again, I don't have the statistics on it. I've never kept them. But when you don't take out that previous time frame's high pretty early, those singles usually fail. So I took another short play, watched the singles fill, 3 for 3 on the short side. So we were one time framing up. The gap filled. Value went from lower to overlapping to lower to unchanged, and I made money on the short side 3 times. Then I think the big one was F period. I made the money on, right? Yes. So E opens. Yes, it was, because E opened. Couldn't take out D's high. We had singles initially. They filled again. E took out D's low. Now, I did not take the short there. It came back in, and now I'm looking for an afternoon pullback low. I'm like, well, the buyers now had 2 attempts for trend day up. The odds of us coming back and now looking for an afternoon pullback low before we go back and possibly take out the high are good. So E comes back into range, take a 100 put contract, went back to B's high, took another 100. So I was on 200 puts, started coming in. I held it through E, F, back down. Beautiful trade, took the rest off. I mean, that was a home run trade in F. Then I'm looking for the afternoon pullback low. Thought it might happen in G, took a long above B's high. Again, it was only small and it wasn't big, made money on it. Now here was a very, very telltale sign that something had changed. H takes out G's high, so I'm like, okay, G's probably the afternoon pullback low. But what happens? It automatically reverses, take out H's low. That was a huge curveball. I was an inside bar. I was absolutely neutral now at that point. The POC is right here. All the volumes being done here. I was not confident either way that J would take out I's high and go for the high, or take out H's low and go a lot lower. Well, J did take out I's low and did go lower. Did not get on board as short. J, K, L. I actually took a long and L above the day's low. It worked out, went back to the opening, got out of it. But the damage was done. The buyers were done. M period, again, it took out the low. It just hung there. But then when it started accelerating, I got on board once, right before the 350 algo kicked in. Took a 25 lot, made 21 cents on it in literally a minute, and then just watch the rest of M period. So again, G, L, and M's trades were not big, but they all worked out nicely. The huge trade I had was in E, where I took those 200 lots, E and F, took the 200 lot put play, which worked out beautifully. All right, destinations for tomorrow. Well, we have a price probe. L's low. That'll be our first destination on the upside of 314.68. Then above that, the afternoon rally high, which H turned out to be of 316.56. We did say this in the trading room. Whichever we take out, H is low or H is high, the other one will certainly be either the afternoon rally high or the afternoon pullback low. Well, I should have listened to that and just got on board short, because it was never threatened again. So that's your afternoon rally high. Then 317.52 today's high. 317.68 yesterday's high. We got to within 16 cents of it. And then filling that gap, 318.22. It's still alive. 54-point gap from June 11th. For the downside, we have today's low of 313.37. And then we have pretty much of a price void to the downside. So we can get some action tomorrow. And I'm going to show you something that's going to be interesting in M period. So 310.45, 11 wide from the first. 310.30 afternoon pullback low from the 1st of July. 309.07 daily low. And 307.92 price probe from June 30th. So before we get to the charts, I think this is going to be very important for tomorrow. You know how M period the day of doesn't do much for me. I got on board today because it certainly was trending low and it worked nice. But you saw how important M period was today from yesterday. We traded inside of it all day for the most part. Well, now look what we have. We have M period from today and M period from July 2nd. Well, you can bet your bottom dollar, unless we have a gap of any magnitude of one way or the other, you're going to either trade all of M period from today or all of M period from the 2nd. Maybe we do both of them. But I can tell you, any acceptance into this one, you'll trade it. And if we stay accepted inside of today's, we will trade it. Just keep that in mind. Now, charts. Again, I'm just going to show you the weekly and the daily for now. Weekly, again, poked its head above the 3-week balance. Accepted into it. I'm still calling it a 6-week balance. But again, the buyers are going to have to prove they could start moving higher, or we're going to start rotating, my friends, to the bottom of the balance. Right? And the bottom of that balance, it'll be pit stops, but it's the high 290s if they don't get their act together. Although 302.50 would be the first pit stop. That's that huge level here. Daily. Same thing. We stopped the one-time framing up after 4 days, 5 days. Nope, 4 days. I was right. Stretched the top of the balance yesterday. We're back inside, right? 315.70 is the high of that 3-week balance. Well, we closed at 313.78, so we're $2 back into it. Now, 1 day does not make a market. You've heard me say that many, many times. However, if we take out today's low and start getting acceptance now into this balance, well, then again, pit stops, right? 311.51, 309.07, and then 303.82. Those will all be pit stops as we take out the balance. We rotate to the bottom of the balance. Very important. The bulls need to get their act back together again. Take out today's high and do not let the sellers start taking over, or there could be some trouble. 78 million volume today with the after hours. Volume stunk, even though we're down 1%. And one other small note. Look at this. The 50 is getting very close to the 200. Everybody's going to get excited on CNBC and everything. The Golden Cross. It means nothing. We already rallied already. So to me, this means nothing. Just like this didn't mean anything on the way down. But I do have it on here, and I do mention it because traders love to see it. So anyway, we had a very good day again. Got a lot of people on board that short, which made for a great trade in the early afternoon. Check us out, camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.